If you've watched the last two videos, you'll know this is the third video. The next video mentioned at the end of the second one. If that sounds a little complicated, it doesn't really matter. What we've been talking about is knowing why you're doing what you're doing and then motivating and almost inspiring yourself to do what it is you need to do by knowing what it'll feel like when you've achieved it. I mentioned in the last video the phrase, what you want to get out of life. Now that scares the living daylights out of most of the people that I work with when I mention that phrase first, because most people not only don't know what they want out of life, but often are afraid to ask themselves the question. Now, if you may well know what you want out of life in general terms, heaven forbid that you know what you want out of life in very specific terms, because then you've hooked your chariot to something that may make you happy or may make you unhappy. How, in your normal way of seeing the world, would you know which was which? What you need to do instead is begin to form a picture for yourself of the kind of things that you want in your life. Now, there are obvious things like health, like good relationships, like fun, like happiness. But they are only kind of the scaffolding on which you and I might build our own very particular, unique picture of what turns me on. But you need to know what turns you on, because what turns you on informs what you do every day, informs how you behave yourself every day. It gives you the big why. And the big why is needed. Because without the big why, where do all the little whys fit into place? And if the little whys don't fit into place, why did I bother getting out of bed this morning at all? Large, grand, philosophical questions, perhaps, but I hope I'm giving you a very practical in to a debate with yourself. That in is asking yourself, what are the kind of things I really enjoy and want in my life, and indeed want more of in my life?